your momentum hour is a game changer for productivity. Yes, also, it's going to give you so much relief today. We are going through a series over these 4 weeks. If you didn't have a chance to listen to last week's podcast about defining success, make sure you take a chance to listen to that quick 10-minute episode to set you up for today, which is uncovering your momentum hour. The definition of momentum, and actually how I decided on the name of this podcast, when my friend Heidi told me this, she said the definition of momentum is to decrease the things that hold you back and increase the things that move you forward. You've heard that before. If you've listened to any episodes here on Momentum Restart Podcast, you know this phrase very well, and it's true. That is momentum. When we get the things out of our way that are holding us back, whether it's in our mind or it's external, and we increase the things that are going to make that path in front of us the least resistant. My husband, Mike, is currently training for his first full Ironman triathlon. And if you're not familiar with what that is, it is a long distance triathlon consisting of 2.4 mile swim, 112 mile bike, followed by a marathon, 26.22 mile run in one day. Some of his races, his goal, he does a lot of triathlons, and some of his races, his goal is to win an age group, or others are to beat a personal best. And in order to have a most effective race, these athletes have to be diligent in exactly what food or drink that they have on race day, which time that they're going to be having food and drink, what they're having to keep their body nourished that whole day. And Mike will most likely shave his legs to cut back on drag on the bike. And he's saved up over time for new race wheels that's going to increase his speed. Ultimately, all of these decisions are helping him decrease the things that are going to hold him back in that race, like leg hair, apparently, and increasing the things that move him forward, like the proper fuel at the right time. And when done well, momentum happens in the best way. And the same is true for your business. When you can decrease the things that hold you back and increase the things that move you forward, you will have momentum. Remember, momentum doesn't mean push. It doesn't mean fast. It means consistent, constant movement. Sometimes that movement is slow and sometimes it's quick, but it's always moving. That's momentum. It's forward. And it's constantly growing. It's you constantly growing in a way where you're decreasing the things that hold you back and increasing the things that move you forward. As a business owner, raise your hand if you can relate. As an entrepreneur, it is the most personally refining thing you can do. To me, it's as refining as parenting. When you own your own business, every level you get to, new mindset struggles are going to pop up. New fears are going to pop up that you have to work through. A new skill that you have to learn pops up. It's constant growth. And I've noticed, like myself, I can really relate to this. Entrepreneurs, high achieving women, we love growth. We love that feeling of growth, of learning a new skill, having a new challenge, I love recognizing, it doesn't feel good all the time, but I love recognizing what those mindset struggles are or those setbacks, because they're going to be there either way. Either I can work on it or I'm just going to have to deal with it and it's going to drag me down. I love growth. And when you work with your body instead of against it in your business, you'll have more momentum. We've had a few episodes with a few different interviews with Annalise and also with Renee this last couple episodes here. We were talking about listening to your cycle and how you're matching that with your body. That is important. And today we're going to pin it down even smaller to your hour, your momentum hour. When you honor your rest time and you make the most of your work time, you're going to experience some amazing growth in a way that feels so free. When you know what time of day you work best, you get relief. You don't have to constantly push anymore. You have freedom, flexibility, and through that, you're going to have growth because you have the opportunity for momentum. You've decreased the things that hold you back, and you're increasing the things that move you forward when you focus on your momentum hour. A client of mine who just went through Momentum Restart coaching, we rearranged her schedule so that she could have more time for her family. She was working insane hours. We've all been there because she's amazing at her job. She loves to serve her clients well. And after years of hustling, she has built this incredibly successful business. Now she was realizing this schedule is not sustainable and she wanted to make some shifts so that she could have time back, but she also wanted to continue her business growth. So what we did is we started by pinpointing her momentum hour. And her momentum hour, like mine, is opposite of what society says we should be when we should be productive. Now, yours is going to be unique. So this is not going to be the same as mine or hers. Everyone's is unique. And we dig in today to find yours. But this client, for so long, she felt like it was a bad thing to be working at the time when in the evening when she felt the most productive. And I love that moment. I love that moment and that instant relief on her face when I reminded her, you're the business owner. You get to decide when you want to work. Let's set up your life and your business around what works for you. We can make this work in a way that honors your family and your values. Remember last week, the episode about defining success. You've got to know what defining success and your values are first so that you can take your momentum hour and set it up around those. And this is going to give you relief and that you can absolutely work with your body's natural rhythms. And in doing so, you're going to experience so much more momentum and freedom. It's going to decrease the things that hold you back, like maybe an external expectation that you have on when and how much you should be working. And it's going to increase the things that move you forward, like honoring your personal uniqueness and what lights you up and when it lights you up towards the life that you want. In Momentum Restart Accelerator, the CEO Accelerator, you begin with determining what success means to you, like we talked about last week. And to help you get started with this, make sure you have downloaded the free mini journal, 4 things that high achieving women do on the daily. And you're going to answer today's question. Today's assignment is on page 7, uncovering your momentum hour. And again, I encourage you not to phone this in and really set apart time for yourself. Breathe into this and honor who you are when you want to be working. I put a side disclaimer here. Anyone who knows me should know this by now. I'm a hard worker. You're a hard worker. That doesn't mean that running a business is going to be easy, but it does mean is that we're taking away the things that don't need necessarily to be there that are standing in our way to make things move freer. We're still going to have to do hard things, but why not move the things out of the way that don't need to be there and take control of what we can? That's finding your momentum hour. These are the practices that we're going through this month in this series of 4 things that high achieving women do on the daily. Last week, we talked about starting with your values and strategizing around those values. Today, you're pinpointing your momentum hours so that you can plan your schedule in a way that honors it. And remember that this month's podcast episodes are for you, the women who run the world and know you need a little support too. It's for CEOs who know that you need personal growth and self-care as key parts to your success. You love personal growth because you know that every level that you grow, everything feels better. So over the next few weeks, we're going to dive into the last 2 things that high achieving women do on the daily. And next week, we're going to dive into getting ridiculously specific on what you do. In the meantime, print out your mini journal. You can head to coachamberb.com, find the 4 things that high achieving women do on the daily, or message me on Instagram and I'll make sure to send it to you. I want to see when your momentum hour is. Tag me this week at coachamberb on Instagram, and I'll see you next week when we dive into getting ridiculously specific.